phrases. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Trying to figure out how to get chat to show up, but I can't. It's somewhere. Where's chat? Cannot find chat. Chat has gone away. Okay. Okay, did I get the chat? No, I did not. Where the freak is the chat? Ah, here we go. Ah. Okay, well, if anybody shows up, here I am. And if no one does, here I am. This is from an opera that appears in, the Norton Anthology of Western Music as an example. And if you ever had a music history course in college, you've probably heard parts of this opera. Namely, there's an aria that begins roughly, Enfin il est dans ma puissance, etc., etc. This is the overture. And what I am doing is reducing it for string quintet. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the original up here in the corner, like Jack Horner. Oh gosh, how do I get that ribbon to disappear? I think I have to make this thing bigger to where I can even do that. Okay, maybe that did it. Yup. Okay, cool. Anyhow, let's see. Here we go. That doesn't sound right. Oh. This should be something like that. And you know what? We're going to match it to the other. Well, and then we'll make this dotted quarter and add a thingy. Boop. There we go. Now it matches the bass. Freely add ornaments and runs. No. Add ornaments and runs freely. Boop. Here we go. Now I've got the slurs. And these are going to be at. This is there was this French practice back in the day of playing with unequal rhythms. And so instead of eighth notes being read da 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 da, they're read da ba da da da, which is kind of fun. And meanwhile, yeah, here we go. Here we go. The eighth notes are read unevenly. Conveys a sense of nobility or something, was the theory. There we go. And with that comes this sort of idea of like double dots with a little bit of rest. The only problem is you have to remember to do this with every eighth note. And every quarter note. There we go. Ba ba da 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 ba da 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 up down up down. Okay, yeah. That follows a pattern. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, clearly this is not going to do it. I'll just take this off. Bye. Yeah. The more I see of Monsieur Lully, the more I like Monsieur Lully. Okay, so down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. There we go. Yeah. Love it. I'll just add a grace note there and a trill, and it'll be great. Mostly. Okay, so that's upstem voice 1. We'll add the grace note. And that really shouldn't last too much longer than a quarter. Okay, fine. Trill, but then you stop the trill. Okay. Da, 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 da. Yep. Slur it twice just in case. This is so much better than Mouret. Good grief. Oh, and I've got to make this half the... Okay, well, I'll do that in a minute. I think we can get away with this. Let's find out. Okay, so I do want it to be that. Tie that. Flip that. Tie that. Let's see how that does with the trill and the playback. Well, how do I get it to just... I guess I do this. Okay, cool. So this is going to read 6/8. And then all this is going to get smushificated. Oh, but I have to insert first. There we go. Bode! Hi! This is French music. This is Mr. Lully. Monsieur Lully, unlike the other French music I was doing, Monsieur Lully is actually talented, so his music's much more fun both to listen to and to transcribe, which is great. Let's see, we're doing half note equals dotted quarter right there. I got this really neat idea about like how you do ba-da-da-da. I'm gonna make that long. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, and that's our first ending. Where does it go back to? Oh, it goes back to the mark. Who'da thunk? Yeah, and then this is just 4-4. Oh, it's 2 bars. Cool. Okay. But do you hide yourself? You figured out... Okay, tell me. I need to know. Tell me about the Flint mystery. This is a great time, because I'm just sitting here with this French stuff. It's very francophonique. Oh, do you hide yourself on the view? I guess you don't. Sorry. I see I have 2 viewers. Usually it just says I have 1, and I've never been sure. I'll just show you what I mean. I have never been sure if one of the 2 viewers is myself on this dashboard. But, like, usually it's just 1 viewer, which I suspect is me. Anyway. But I think you answered the question already because it shows 2 viewers, so I don't think you're hiding yourself. But I don't even know if that's possible. Twitch is weird about that. I don't know. Anyway, tell me about Flint, because Flint is interesting. It's not. I need some context. It's not Flint? What is not what? Yep. Don't need all the measure. Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. It's not possible. C'est impossible. C'est impossible. Oh, I like this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, back to Flint. Tell me about Flint. And meanwhile, I'm gonna... Let's see, what should we do here? It's not really a trill. I'm eagerly awaiting the answer about Flint, but meanwhile, I'm trying to decide what to do here. Okay, so this... I'm just going to explain what I'm doing and why for anybody who ever watches this and cares. Oh, I've got a violin. I can just play it. Okay. So when you write the trill, what you expect is something like a lot of wiggles, but really the original doesn't have that many wiggles. In fact, I don't know whether it has any wiggles written. Let me see. Does it have any wiggles? Not a single written wiggle. But the ornamentation style of the day would have made it something like 2 or 3 wiggles, but not any more wiggles than 2 or 3. So you've got not very many wiggles. And legitimately, the way you write that is something like, But I'm still, sorry. I am still waiting to hear about Flint, by which I mean I will prioritize your words. You went out and collected some flint. Okay. Okay. And meanwhile, and you got info from somebody who has a degree in geology and got some neat info from them. I can play the wiggles whenever. The text I can also just read. I think this is the wiggle I want. It looks so dumb. But see, if I do this, then the person who's going to play it is not going to know what to do. Like, there's entire books about what these little ornament things mean. It's annoying. You know what? I'm going to make an ossia. I haven't done this in a long, long time, but I'm making an ossia. Ossia is, it's It's a staff that goes above the normal staff that shows you an alternate way of doing something. Let's see. Heh. That's not what we want. Okay, and then this can be just a straight this, which will make a lot more sense and also take up less room. Okay, let's see. Ossia above. Perfect. And then this is actually going... I'm going to write it out here. You're pausing to hear the wiggle. There's so many wiggles! Baroque music is wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. Which makes it really fun, but also sort of bizarre. Don't like that. Don't have enough. Can I move it over a 30-second note, I guess? I'm missing a 16th worth of time is the deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's more than that's too many wiggles. I only want 2 wiggles. It needs to go up, wiggle, wiggle, down. Failed to connect. Oh, chat crashed. Fun, fun. I will go to Twitch. I'll just look at the Twitch. Ah! Okay. Pinky Nova headset not working right now. Okay. And not natural flint. Okay, so I'm going to post this from Boathound. Oh my gosh, quit this. Are you kidding me? Error? What's the problem? Internal error. So annoying. Oh, and Twitch also crashed. Great. Okay. It's no. I will read from Boathound, the book of the Boathound. So it is natural flint, but it is not from the area, meaning the area I find flint is either a geological anomaly. Okay, I pasted, but now I can't get it to... It's either a geological anomaly or where a construction project started and then was abandoned before the actual construction started. Huh. Which I would suppose is unusual. I cannot get... Did the stream crash entirely? Or is it just Restream that is bugging out? Okay, so we finally got it connected again. Well, I guess not. Share the love Boathound. Is this what I get for copy pasting? I'm also trying to decide... Account created 1 hour ago with headset not working. Can you reply to me on chat with lots of slang? Thoughts? But if you're here, and if you can see this thought from Pinky Nova, do we believe Pinky Nova is a person? Or do we think Pinky Nova might be AI? Anyway, okay, now I got to figure out these wiggles. But okay, so you found either something really interesting geologically, or you have found. But what are they constructing with flint? Ma? Ma. Meanwhile, I got to figure out the duration of these wiggles. Da-da-da-dum. Dun-da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum. Da-da-da-dum. Well, how long does it last in real time? So 1, 2, 3. That's gonna have to be really fast. See, this just needs some kind of like not. It needs to be not measured, because when you measure it, it doesn't fit very well. Well. Okay. 8 30-second notes fit in a quarter. 2 30. Okay, so 2. Well, you know what? This is going to be... Okay, so it's got to fit here. Nope. Nope. This is why we don't write the wiggles out, usually. Twitch login not working. Okay. Wait, is it or is it not? Okay. Okay, so from Boathound. Okay, Boat, if you're still around, what do people construct with flint? Did you find the remains of, like, a gigantic lighter? Was it that bot? You left for... Well, I'm glad it's not, like, your AI girlfriend, because that would be unfortunate. Go, wiggle. Is that right? Wiggle, wiggle. Nope. Wiggle, wiggle, down. That's too many wiggles. I need one fewer wiggle. Do we have one with one fewer wiggle? The next one goes up, which implies something I don't want to imply. What is a supported appoggiatura trill? A musical ornament where a trill begins with a longer emphasis grace note and ties into the main note before rapid alternation with the upper note begins. Cool. Okay. Yes, this is actually what I want. Okay, and then we're just gonna stick a... Bah. There we go. And see, that way the next time I can just stick that there. And it will make more sense. Cool. And then here we just put the violin 1 as a cue. No, well, how does it print? How does it actually print on the viola? Okay, cool. What? Stop! Ha! There we go. I think it was a gravel. Ah, okay. You said you lived in Piney Woods. Piney Woods? Piney Rivers? Piney Waters? Okay. I'll be here. I think. Unless Super Valid comes on, in which case his stream is so much more interesting that I will cut this and go to his. Also, I'm not necessarily trying to make a living like he is with it. This is such a great overture, too. Okay. Okay, if I got all that, I think I've got all that. Yeah! Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Okay, you know what? That is unacceptably long. Has to be short. This should be long. Okay, and then this is short. It's so nice, by the way. Monsieur Bolt, it is so nice whenever you show up to not be completely alone. I mean, I'm definitely not alone in the house, but I'm kind of alone in the work, you know? I say to myself because he had to run away for a minute. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, okay, and we like this to, you know what? No, that has to be short too. Okay. These don't get accents. These get accents. Ba-da-ba-ba. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up. Yep. Ba-ba-da-da-da-ba. That gets a short one. And that's going to mean that's going to be the same. Let's see. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. No accent there. Ah. The longer I live, the more I love this earlier music stuff. But I just said it to no one because you weren't here, but I'm going to say it now. Again, it is so nice. I'm not alone in my house, by far, but I am kind of alone in the work, and it's so nice to have somebody like you show up. Makes it a lot less lonely. In other news, the longer I live, the more I love this early music stuff, because, like, okay, when was Armide? This is Armide. Hang on. I now have 222 tabs open in Chrome. It's great. An opera by Jean-Baptiste Lully, French, because of course. 1686. But, like, what you discover when you listen to this stuff and you read the plot, etc., it really connects you. It connects you with these people in the past. Because, like, they had all the same feelings and all the same passions and all the same things that make us human are still the same things that make them human. And it's just... it's beautiful. It's beautiful in its own way. And anyway... they also tended to like the same kinds of things we tend to like in our music. Like, it's passionate and it's interesting. And they used the tools they had to make really neat stuff. Hurrah. Let me know what if this rant or whatever I said about opera and also how nice it is to have you that you've heard, or that way I don't know how much I have to repeat of myself, or that way I can figure out how much of myself I have to repeat it. Up, down, up, down. Oh, this is like my wheelhouse. I love it so much. Huzzah! Nothing. I said that it is so nice. I said I'm not alone in the house by far. There are 7 people right now in this house. Thankfully, it's kind of a big house. But I am kind of alone in this work. And it's really nice to have somebody show up and, like, hang. Makes them work a lot more interesting. But this adding the articulation makes it come alive. Oh, heh, that trill is not supposed to last that long. Trill. Okay, and then what I was saying about, like, you listen to this stuff. This piece is from, well, I just had it. Hang on, I'll have to find it again. Ah, Armide. First performed in 1686. So this is an old piece of work. And, like, but what you discover when you listen to this kind of stuff, here, let me play an excerpt because it is gorgeous, and maybe I get copyright struck or whatever, but I'll figure it out later. This opera is about a woman who, Armide, it's a tragic opera. She hates some dude and wants to make this dude fall in love with her to where she can hurt him. But then she accidentally falls in love with the dude. She gives him a love potion, so he falls in love with her. Yeah. Do your thing. You have anything to do. Meanwhile, I'll look at some articulations. I think it needs to be long. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. What if I make them long? How does that affect things? Let's find out. Yeah. Okay. And then that gets that, and that gets that. Those are long and accented. Too many longs, not enough shorts. Ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-ba. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bum-ba-da-da-da-da-da-ba-da-da-da. Okay, and this needs to be long. This needs to be long. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-ba-da-da-da-da-dum-bum-bum-ba-da-da. Long, well, yeah, long and accented. I'm doing kind of a modern take on this. Because, of course, none of these marks are in the original. But they wouldn't have needed to be. Da-da-da! Eh. Heh. All the trills are too long because of how I ended up doing this. Whatever. Okay, so there's a trill here. Just a normal trill. Wrong button. Dun da 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 ba da. Da 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 da. Just because I can get away with it. Da 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 da. Okay, and then here we're gonna do nope. Dumb. Heh. Somewhere in the next room, there's a kid practicing a piano. Nope. That's not what I need. I need the chord to what doesn't erase what I have. There we go. Cool. Okay. Da 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 da. Ba. That's the non-chord tone, so it gets the accent, which we will put on the top. Oh. Wait. Here we go. Okay. Ah, you are back. You have arrived. Okay, anyway, when you listen to this old stuff, you find out that, you know, people in the 1600s, they were still people. They were still people, and they have all the same passions and all the same, like, ideas and wants and needs and desires, and it connects you to the past in a way that we're not really connected as much as we would like. Anyway, here's an excerpt of the opera, and this one doesn't have any... Well, do we have one with English subtitles? Let's find out. Let's find out. I bet if I do this, that I'll find one with subtitles. Enfin. Finally, he is in my power, is how that goes. Okay, you know what? Fine. This is the one without English subtitles. Anyway. So, the plot here is that the woman, who is very blurry, hates the dude. And she's given him a love potion, and he's fallen asleep. And as the opera goes on, she accidentally falls in love with him. Hijinks ensue. And so it's a tragedy because she falls in love with him, and he ends up escaping the love potion, and he is upset. As you would be if you discovered that somebody had drugged you. But listen to this, like, this is really powerful music, especially for, like, 1670, when, like, we don't have modern instruments. We don't have sound effect machines. We don't have... Most of the woodwind instruments actually sound really crappy at the time. Because the holes on the instruments and the finger placements, it's just... It's hard to make it in tune. Anyway. But with these tools, you get this. Thunder and lightning and Sturm und Drang, etc., etc. Anyway, here you go. Some of the oldest writing we have is a bad Yelp review of a cup. Yeah. Exactly. She's all ominous over here in the background, like... I don't know, we tend to think of old things as being kind of emotionally stunted or stilted, and it's just not so. Ooh. He's in my power, this fatal enemy. This superb conqueror. The charms of my something, the book of my vengeance. I've pierced his invincible heart. Something, something savage, something I'm gonna stab him. Because of my rage. Oh. Oh. What troubles my something? What trouble seizes me? Is the other one. What is this favor of pity that I see? Shit. What's knocking at my heart is actually the translation there. Let's wrap this up. We want some vengeance. That's awesome. You learned to write in the younger... That's... The runes are awesome. She's like, crap, I can't kill him. Why can't I get revenge on him today? Worse, my vengeance is vain. My arms refuse. They tremble and refuse to do the thing. This is where you hire it. Well, is she going to scream? I need to hear if she screams. Let's find out. The cruelty of this day, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, she's upset, obviously. This is just the overture to it. But, like, you know, you think about, or at least I have thought about, oh, yes, the age where everything was completely noble, blah, 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 and like, now, it wasn't Game of Thrones either. It's not Game of Thrones either. At least not most of the time. This is why you hire a middleman. Kills me, though. Younger Futhark. I'm gonna look that up real quick, because I think I know what that is. But it's been a while. Ah, yeah, Danish in your... Yeah. There's also something really interesting logistically about why is it that the runes look like they do as compared to Latin or Roman letters. And I tend to think that it's because they were scratched on some wood. And so, you know, you make characters in a way that's convenient for you to write. Anyway, that's just side note, kind of interesting. Like, Futhark meant for, let's see, can I actually just drag this? No, I cannot. Well, anyway, here's your runes. But, like, these are fairly easy to scratch on wood. But, you know, curvy shapes are not easy to scratch on wood, so they don't have very many curvy shapes. They do have some. It's the leading theory as to why it was so different. Yeah, and whereas the Latin letters were first kind of done on stone. I mean, it all goes back to simplified hieroglyphics, at least for writing from so-called Western civilization, where Western is everything from the Levant west in Eurasia and Africa too. Okay. Anyway, back to this. This has to be long. Ba 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 ba. Okay, that does actually need an accent. Ba da 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 ba da da. Da 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 ba bum. Yeah.
Make a color copy. You may eat a cookie.
Okay. This is my wife.
Well, nobody can see me. Who?
Boathound can.
He can?
I don't know. Let's find out. I don't even know what's on that. Nope. He cannot see you. That's why I like the Futhark lines that appear to evolve independently, and you can see the shifts of when they merged.
Move.
What?
Move.
Move?
Scoot over.
What are you trying to do? Why do you want to be on television?
Well, you said Boathound couldn't see me. And now he can put a face to me.
This
See?
is the face of the Abbey. She looks like this.
See, now he knows who's being domestic in the chat.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
What?
You don't put kids online.
No, no kids.
For a lot of reasons.
I'm sure Boathound's cool, but it's just a general safety vibe. Okay?
Well, also this stays in YouTube, so. Okay, that has to be long. Ba 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 ba.
We're gonna copy and color.
Boathound agrees.
Does Boathound have kids?
That's an interesting question. Boathound is a lot more guarding of his anonymity than I have ever managed to be.
Does he hound boats? Does he put hounds on boats?
We've had this discussion in Super Valid's chat, but I do not remember.
That's okay.
I don't know if you can hear my wife. She asked if you put hounds on boats.
I'm just always curious about people.
Like George. She and I are similar in this way. Let's see. Ba-ba-da-da.
I gotta do this. You can put this in your binder.
No.
What if Nelly doesn't hold?
You know what? There, that's going to be a lot easier. Dun da da dun bum ba ba ba.
Looks like it has a limit to me.
North American Oh, yeah. North American Lumberjack Folktales as hazing ritual. Will you please close the door?
Yes, sorry.
That way, when my kids cuss later in the other room, it's not online forever. It is not latched. I am sorry to say. I'm playing this weekend is the deal. And so I've got to get it down because I've got to play it this weekend. Oh, that's gonna have to be this. Okay, let's try this. Down, up, down. Bowing on stringed instruments, they go two ways. They go up or they go down. Down bow is, let's see, it's, up bow is this. And then, of course, on instruments like this is, or. It's less clear on instruments that sit like this, but down bow is always, this is the frog of the bow, named after the part of the horse's hoof. And down bows are always where, like, the frog is leading, and up bows are always where the tip is leading. Meanwhile, da-da-da-da. Yeah, I don't need that note. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da. Yodgorjan. What a name. Yodgorjan is going to get reported. Let's see. Report. Move tabs to the side. Go away. Spam. Bots. Advertising. AI viewers. Submit report. Block. Does it also hide them? No. Okay, well, I can just go boop. Okay, bye. And we also add you on the restream block list. There we go. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba-da-da-da. Yeah. Okay, all that matches. Long, short, short, long, short, short. All these marks are not strictly necessary to somebody who's used to playing this music. But for this particular gig, the people who are playing it, myself included, are not used to playing this music. And so we're adding lots of articulations. And also, of course, it's my own interpretation, because who else is it going to be? Bum, bum, bum. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Or down, up, down, up. Yeah. So that's up, up, up. Down, up, up. Down, up, down, up, up. The difference between the down and the up bows is that the up bows, they're a little bit easier to get off the string, like, this instrument is not in tune. It's lived on my desk since 2021, I think. 2022? I don't know. This instrument's lived on my desk a long time because occasionally I do Zoom lessons, and so I use it then. Okay. All that can go up here, which allows me to double the bass, which is nice for the bass, because the bass is a little weak always. Like, the sound is low, and so it gets muddy, and it's nice to have it doubled an octave higher, which is part of the goal here. Or if not an octave, a tenth. But you at least double the rhythm. Da, 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 da. Ba da da da. Ba ba. It doesn't get an accent. That one does though. Ba da da. Ba ba da. Yeah. Da. Trill that's too long. I bet that's not even in the original. Oof, let's find out. Oh, it is. Okay, there's a little T mark on one of them. Huh. So it is. It's actually in the original. This little T mark right here is trill. Okay, there we go. You can tell this is early music printing because the stems are in the center and the quarter notes look like little black balloons. And also, it's kind of crappy quality. That's how you know. Here we go with the next one. Oh, that's not even going to be what's there. Okay, all that's going to go up. And this is going to go up. Okay, then I can, you know what? I think I can just paste articulations. Yes! Awesome. I remembered something. Okay, and then I cleared, whoop, that's wrong. I've got that bass stuff down there because sometimes I need a scratch space. Bo, does your part of Texas get a lot of rain? And how are you? And are you safe with all the flooding? Well, I mean, I guess you're safe now because the flooding is done. But, like, I keep thinking about the Guadalupe. And I feel like that's got to be kind of close to where you are. Da 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 ba ba da da ba. Da 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 ba da da ba da da da. Yeah. Okay, so we're making that. Nope. Safe. That's good. Ba-da-da. Can't be more specific without giving away location. Well, that's fair. Da, ba, ba, ba. Oh, yeah, okay, that needs to be long. Let's see. Part of the game here is, can I get... See, originally, these are not the instruments that are there. Okay. Da 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 ba ba da 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 da. Down, up, down, up, down. Do I need to change the other one to that? Yes, I do. Yep. Nope, nope, nope. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do this. Select the slur, make it that. Da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh, da 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 da. Not da 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 da. I must be fun at parties, derogatory. Which is not nearly as interesting as I must be fun at parties, imperative. Da ba ba da 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 da. Oh, I love this. This is great. I think this just has to be what it is. Okay, well, I can do that. Dum bum bum. Huh. What if I pull this down to viola? Okay, yeah, that works. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so up, up. Da 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 da. Da 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 ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Da ba 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 da da ba. Ba da ba. Da 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 da. Da 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 down, up down, up down, up down. Uh-huh. bum bum ba da ba 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 da 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 down up down up down down up down up down. Yeah. I will play this all the way through, so that you're not just sitting here like, what in the world is this nonsense? Ooh. Oh, clashy. Where that? Da 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 da. Where do we go? Da 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 da. Oh, it's jumping to the next page, which I don't want. Let's go back to the source. Nobody said it'd be easy. I'm going back to the start. That's what we need. Okay. Why are the pages different sizes? Absolutely no idea, but it's a little bit annoying. Okay, here we go. Ba da 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 dum bum bum. Do 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 do. Ooh. Trying to find specific replacement parts to old toys. I mean, that's a mood. Interesting. Huh. This is a misprint or something. Da. Do, 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 do. Da, da, ba, 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 ba. Up, down, da, 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 ba, ba. What kind of thing are you looking for your old toys? Like, what do you mean 2015 is old for you to know what is too old for you to even know what I'm looking for? I mean, where are you looking? Like, is it ye old hobby shop that's been on the corner for 75 years? Or is it ye new big box store that, you know, that has never, I think you get what I'm driving at. I don't get what I'm driving at, so that's... Looking at a company replacement parts site. Sounds like a... I know this is not what you mean, but the implication of a company replacement part site, it sort of feels like replacing the company, which maybe if they can't stock their old parts, they need to be replaced. Da, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up. Nope. Da, up, da, 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 ba. Yeah. Nope. And then that's going to get accented there. Yeah. Oh, that'll be nice. Oh, and we need octaves, because of course we do. There. I do have in another tab him open because I'm really invested. I'm invested with Super Valid. I like him as a person. He reminds me of myself, and also, what a freaking fantastic project. Da 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 down and up down. Yeah, ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da. Okay, that's gonna have to change. Dun ba da 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 da. Yes. Okay, cool. Apparently, it is not reasonable for a toy company that made RC cars to have a way to buy replacement battery chargers. That sounds like a really solvable problem. Like, that's a solvable problem with a generic adapter. The real question is, can you find the specs for the battery that specify how you charge it? See, I've never tried to do this, but like, there's got to be this. It's like, my thesis is this product has to exist, or the conjecture is that the product has to exist of a generic trickle charger that would work, and all you need to do is find a way to put it on the battery terminals, like alligator clips or something. Do they have alligators in Texas? And you're gonna need to make them into clips. Always a fun time when you get to go into the swamp and wrestle the alligator to make it into alligator clips. Let me know how that goes. For added fun, I have absolutely no idea which of these parts I'm playing. I've hired friends, and I know I'm playing one of the upper strings because I can't play the lower strings. But I cannot remember which one. Da 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 da. Why do we have this? Well, now we don't. Now we don't have that. I know you can buy dubious legal alligator jerky. I thought it was legal. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've seen alligator meat somewhere. Do I remember where? No. Unfortunately. But I feel like I've seen it somewhere. Ah. Nope. Da 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 da. Okay, this always needs to match if I can. Da 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 da. Down, up, up. So this is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up. Yeah, that slur's got to go. Sicardi, Sicardi, he has to go. Da 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 da. Hey, Boat, since you're here, how many other streamers are you, like... Let me put this a different way. Are you big in the streaming world? Oh, it's alligator snapping turtle jerky. That's legal. Okay, that's fair. How many... Like, are you big in the streaming world? And here's why I'm asking. I wonder if Jeff needs to get a Patreon. Super valid. Like, I think he might. And I wonder if you have any thoughts, because you seem to have thoughts about things. Let me put that a different way. You definitely have thoughts about things, but they are useful thoughts. Down, up, up. You don't think? Not worth it for him at his size. See, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe he gets somebody that supports him $1,000 a video, or I don't know how that works. Well, and of course, probably Luke Creatives is talking to him about this. Yeah. Yep. Down, up, up. Down, up, up. Okay, so we double slur it, and then we add up, and another up, just to be sure they understand. Da, 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 da. That can be separate and probably should be. Da, 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 da. Well, okay, that's over a string change. I'm not going to slur it. Yeah. Okay. Ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay. Da 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 da. Yep.
We got AA batteries anywhere?
If you can find them, you can have them.
Okay, so I'm assuming the answer is no.
Da 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 da. Da 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 ba. Okay, do we have? We sort of do. Da 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 da. Yeah, it's not worth bothering. Well, yeah, it is. Okay, this is entirely too high. I'll switch this. Drop this an octave. Actually, we're just going to double the bass, because why not? Da 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 da. Okay, swap these. Looks higher, but not for long. Da 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 da. Bum. Da da da. Da da da. I can add this there because it's a nice, easy double stop. Da da ba. Da da. Let's see what we have here in the original. Okay, so I've got a there it is. Okay. Da da da. Okay, I need my clefs. None of these clefs, except the very bottom one, are in a modern location. The bottom one's an F clef, which is what we know as bass clef. The next one's an alto clef, a C clef with a middle C's middle line. Next one is a, gosh, I haven't seen this in a long time, mezzo soprano clef, where the middle C is the second from the bottom. And then the next one is a soprano clef, where the bottom line is middle C. And this one is a French violin clef, where instead of being a normal treble clef, G is, it's not the second line, it's the first line, because G is a movable clef. It turns out all the clefs are movable if you are strange enough. The way Twitch Pat works is until you hit a certain milestone, you get 1% of the income your stream generates, and after that milestone, you keep 25% of the income, then you have to keep up the channel growth within a certain period of time, within a specific number of streams, and hit a milestone, they get you 40% split with Twitch, not real numbers. Okay. I know Patreon is like, you know, Patreon is, you get paid from your subscribers, right? Your patrons. Da, 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 da. Okay, yep, that is indeed a diminished chord. So that note does not belong in it. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry what I zoned out for a second. I mean, I don't know that what I'm saying is so very important. Just that Patreon pays you, period. Right? Like, if I get on Patreon and I have 3 patrons that subscribe for $1 a month, then I would expect to get $3 less whatever Patreon is charging for fees. So it's probably like, I'm guessing they're charging like 20% or something. So it'd be like $2.40 that I make from 3 people subscribing for $1 on Patreon, right? Because it's like, it's people who want to support you, I think. Dun, da, 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 da. Ah. Dun, ba, da, da. Dun, ba, da, da. Dun, ba, da, dun, dun, da, da, da. Yeah, and that's got to be a slur. Except this does not get an accent. Dun, ba, ba, ba. Okay. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, that has to go there. Because we can't have the cello this high. And then this is gonna... Okay, that's just gonna go there. Oh, duh. Okay, make that an octave. Add that. Okay, then I could just double this. Nope. Down, up, down, up, up. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. That can go there. This can go there. After talking about Saturday, I want to meet the Nashville in the morning. I want to make sure you're back for a wedding. Not a wedding. Not a wedding. Banquet. How early could you get there? I have to go and look at the details for this gig. I wish I could afford a, Okay. Man. That, okay, sorry. Just read something sad. Okay, where was I? I was looking for... Here we go. Okay, we are doing... Okay. me say this a different way. Could we... This is not my usual gig. It's usually weddings. And so I'm trying to figure out... This is a dinner. Might have to be different room. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle down. Oh, that's where I should put that. Okay. Okay, not that, but yes, this. Okay, and we'll get rid of that and move it here. This might work better, actually. What? I grabbed all the notes. Why are you not taking the notes? Okay, well, what if we do this? Okay, I don't want these notes over there. I need them over here. Thank you. Good grief. Okay, we don't need an extra one staff there. We need this to go there. There we go. Okay, and that's just going to be a half note. Da-da-da-dum. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. What? Okay, and then the wiggle is sufficient there. And then this can that can come up. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. Okay, I still want to deal with some of this. You know what? This can just be the wrong rhythm. That's fine. But okay, nope. Can't do it. Have to do what it was. Let's try this. I think this has to be. Let's try this. Okay, I will play this whole thing through from the beginning to where you can get a sense of what it is. Boop. You know what? I'm going to add violin 2 is going to double that because that way it will be more full. And meanwhile, we'll give them all a violin 1 cue. Here we go. Hang on. Oh, maybe I should actually capture the desktop audio. That might be helpful. Let's try it again from the beginning, and meanwhile I'm gonna pull up the mixer and turn it up. Just turn the output just a smidge higher. Okay, boop. Boop. Okay, here we go. That's so nice. This. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay, cool. Other things, I have to have an hour of music for this thing. Okay, how much music do I have for this thing so far? 17 minutes and 56 seconds, apparently. From that mark. Okay, and then if we're in here... $23 minutes. So I've still got more. I may just cut my losses with this battery and get a whole new battery of this kind with a charger. I don't like doing that, but I may need to. I mean, tell me about it. We have a... Oh gosh, what is the thing? We have a Jackery, like, inverter, alternator, battery, power supply type thing. And if you lose the wall outlet power supply, you can't get another one from them. You've got to get it someplace else, and that annoys me at no end. Okay. Huh. So I need to find another place where I can put this. Let's see. Musique. Was it Le Banquet or La Banquet? Translator. Let's see. Music of the banquet. Oh, well, that's wrong. Musique de banquet. Okay, so I don't need that. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, if we go and we see how it's like colliding up at the top, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that text to be shorter, which I can do by changing the default pages to be project title. It's going to be project subtitle. Subtitle. Architect the gamble and get the Walmart USB charger that supposedly safe to use. I mean, USB is providing, what, plus 5 volts, usually? Unless it's agreeing a different standard amongst itself. Okay. So we got that all done. Let's see how it looks on the first violin page. Almost fits on one page. That is annoying. Let's see. Oh, and I need to get rid of this text because it just does not belong anywhere. Nope. There. Okay, text is gone. Back here. Formatting, note spacing change. If we make it, what if we make it 3.75? Will it fit on the page then? That's so gratifying. It does fit. Oh. Oh. But there's no point to making it fit because the next flow is way too long. And there's not a single rest. Okay. Well, what if we make this? Let's make this note spacing 3. My goal is to get it on 2 pages. Because that's the maximum number you can have without having a page turn in the middle. No. Eugh, don't like that. Okay, well. Remains to be seen. Okay. Oh, and I need to make sure it actually says the correct thing on every page. So I've got to look at page 12. Yeah, okay, that's fine. The prologue from Armide can go. Can use the blank page, which I also have to change. It's not project title; it's project subtitle. Oh gosh, what should I about it? Is that the I don't think I will. I'm not gonna trust Yong Shuangke. Is that the USB brand from Walmart? Cool. Okay, so that does actually work. So sell Walmart's getting it from. I mean, I can't tell you one way or the other about any of that. Like, ugh. China is complex because China is a large country ruled by, ruled by some leaders that, have some issues. But in general, also, the people in China are still just people. Okay, that's gonna have to be, where am I gonna put this? Okay, propagate those properties. Let's see if that actually worked. Yes, okay. What I just did, that flat sign, I don't know how well you can see. This flat sign and this trail was at the top, and I moved it to the side. Okay, so that's that. I'm not worried about this next flow yet. Flow is just, it's a piece with a double bar line that, like, you stop playing. You can think of it as a movement, too. Okay, so I want to do the exact same thing here. You know what? I have not written a single tempo indication, and that might be an issue. Also, these are too low. Ah, there we go. Using keyboard shortcuts a la key bindings helps keep me from dragging things in directions I don't want to go, which is great. Okay, so that's there, that's there. Everything looks like it's moderately okay. Yeah, okay, and I'm going to go back and check violin 1 right here, just to be sure that that is... Yes, ma'am.
Where's your iPad?
Why are you asking? I don't know.
I need to use it for my math.
Oh, it's literally next to me. My 8-year-old in the next room wants to use iPad for math. Here you go. Love you.
What you're working on?
Streaming while working on Luli. More stuff for this wedding this weekend. And somehow I've got to get a whole bunch of music that I don't have yet, but we're going to find that out later.
Yikes.
That's all right. I'll figure it out.
Bye. Thank you.
I love you. Close the door. All the way. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, there we go. Violin 1. Okay. And then, what is this, page 14? We're going to have a blank page. Page left blank to facilitate. I mean, that just is what it is. Yep. Cool. I'm gonna have to shorten this air or something. I don't know. It's clearly way too long. Oh, and I still need a tempo indication here, which I do not have. Oof. Gosh, this just looks terrible. Okay, well, I don't need this clef. Let's see. Transpose clef is none. I can move that indication there. Save a little bit of space. Whoop. You would think it would zoom in on what's focused, but it doesn't always. Okay, well, I don't understand why that's a system break. It doesn't need to be. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, and we've explained what that means earlier. Okay, this can do the same thing as before, namely, we can do it this way. Zoop. Put this here. Da 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 ba ba da. Okay. Does this fit on one page if I shrink it enough? Let's find out. Let's make it 3.75. It's measuring default space for a quarter note is in the space between two staff lines. I think it's center of staff line to center of staff line, but I'm not actually sure. How are we doing? Okay. Cool. 3.5. Yes! Yes, this is what we do. Brilliant. Okay. And of course, that doesn't look right anymore, so that's going to go there. You know what? I don't have to do that. I can do something else. Okay, let's see. Whoop. I'm going to just... Oh, nope. I'm going to smush these in a little bit. Kern me tighter, Daddy. Yeah. But... yeah, okay, and that's going to let me scooch that out without having to move too much stuff. Hey. Okay. There. Etc, 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 etc. Well, what if I just flip this? It's a little weird looking, but it... oh, that fits so much better. I think that's what I have to do. Like, I have to. This does not look right. Move this down. Okay, well, in this case, I will embiggen it. I will embiggen this thing to make it... there we go. Yeah. This way it can be seen as you're having to glance between two places. Oh, and that needs a... that does that. Dum, ba-da, ba-da, etc, etc, etc. Okay, Veal is done. Well, Veal is done for this piece. Okay. Are we still looking at Viola? I guess I hit the wrong button. Or maybe I hit second button. Boop. Uh-huh. Okay, here we are with gosh, I wish it wouldn't do that. That was dumb. Okay. I do love the little switches between 2 and 3. They make me happy. You know, because you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then suddenly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the large beat stays the same. It's still ba, ba, as in 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I love the different feels. It just makes me happy. Gonna give you things to look into at this point. Because preservation of old children's toys is fascinating and unsurprisingly entertains children. I mean, okay. Now, whether I have time... I calculated if all this music, which is an hour's worth of music, takes me about 40 hours to prepare, I'm paying myself $7.50 an hour for this gig. Oops. Huh. Okay. And make neat sounds. Yes, they do. Okay, and that's making sense. How much do I have to smush this to make it fit? It's a pain. No. No. This is going to get spread out, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I just make it 4 1/4 spaces. Interesting. Okay, well, what if I make it 4 1/2 spaces? Huh? How does it get more smushed when I do that? Rural Gig Buzzers. Oh, I remember these things. I used to have an old book of little crafts, and making one of those from a button and some thread was one of them. Huh. Did I already make this? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's unsmushed. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll just bump you all the way over is what we'll do here. And... we don't need that cautionary clef. That's not how that works. Okay, how do I hide the... Okay, hide the cautionary. Can I also hide the... Why can't I hide the freaking cautionary clef? Ugh! This clef at the end of the system is called a cautionary, and I should be able to select it and remove it because it looks dumb. Because you don't need it for the second... Well, I guess you might need it when you go... Whatever. Fine. I hate how it looks, basically. You know what? Okay, let's do this. Nope. There we go. Okay, and then I'll drag that one back that way. It's semi-important that you don't have page breaks at spots in the music where somebody might get confused, even when it's just on, even when they're gonna be looking at both pages, because it takes a second for eyes to go from the bottom of one page to the top of the next. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at here going, huh. Okay. On we go. To the base. This is something. I think I'm just going to pull that to the next page, and that should make everything much better. Yeah, okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should be justified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That cuts it close. I like depression era and isolated communities, unique toys and instruments. What instruments? And of course, when I'm thinking old instruments, I'm thinking like viols, which are bowed fretted instruments. Great for the nobleman on the go who is busy trying to take over the neighboring principality, but still wants to be cultured. You get a bowed instrument and you have some frets to where you don't have to put your fingers in any in any very particular place, because now you've got this whole line you can put them on. Okay, that's gonna go there. What if we make this that? Okay, viola, and then that's cello, and then he's in. Yeah. Okay. Boop. 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 Lots of boops. Okay, that works. You check that first and second ending in cello as well. It goes all the way back to the beginning of the layout when I do this, and like I'm justifying it one flow at a time, or I'm engraving it one flow at a time rather. And so when it does that, it makes me want to scream. Oh, and this I just need to make to. Okay, well, there is an easy way to do this, which is to vertical spacing, vertical justification. Justify it when it's 40% full instead of 60% full. It should, yep, there we go. Okay. Oh, that's not going to do it. Okay, well, what, you know what? That's better. Well, okay, what if I do this? Nope, too far. That'll do. Cool. Okay. Gosh, I got to hate Mr. Jean-Baptiste Mouret by doing all his stuff. It's so irritating. Okay, on to the next flow, which is Passacaglia that I have put in but have not touched. Which is to say, it's in the wrong octave for some of it. Okay, bass staff. We don't get the bass staff on flow, whatever that is, which I should call Lully Overture. There we go. And then what is this darn thing? It is the Passacaglia, which I can look over here and figure out what part of the opera it actually is. Armée de Tragédie. The Glory. Suite de Sagesse. Sagesse? I have no idea. Like, not a clue what this is. Sing, sing, sing the suite of something. Loire. No idea. Not a clue. Okay. We're going to make these appear 2 at a time. Why are the pages different sizes? I'm going to call the police. Ah! These clefs make me nuts. Okay, where are we? Why are the pages different sizes? First scene. We just got to the first scene. I'm going to have to look up where this darn Passacaglia is. Okay, Armide Passacaglia. PSSA. Just pulling up on Wikipedia is what I'm doing here. What? Okay, well, but where's the... Why? Conductor Pascal Colas, named after the programming language, of course. During the First Crusade, Armide ensnares her enemy, the Christian knight Renaud, with her magic spells. Blah, 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 blah. Enraged and hopeless. Okay, fine. Let's look at this and see if I can figure out where the freaking Passacaglia is. Act 5. It's not all of Act 5, though. It's not all of Act 5. Oh, and that's not what I need. Okay, well, let's just look here. LVW, LWV, Act 5. Okay, well, I need to give him that. Okay, so we're looking for Act 3rd. Troisième. But I can still see if you type something new. I'm just... Okay. Cinquième. Cinquisme. 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 Okay. Where's this darn Passacaglia? Is it at the end? Passacaglia. Passacaglia. Oh, and I never did give the other one a freaking tempo. Okay, well, I'll do that in a second here. What's the tempo that it has? I want to write something like Giusto tempo, which basically means just take it the right tempo already. Trying to find a good reference for my favorite mountain instrument, American or otherwise. I might have a lead. Esoteric instruments are always so much fun, though. American, it's a dumble. I'm sorry to ask, but is that how you spell it? Okay, I'm looking it up because now I want to know what this is. Dumble musical instrument. Okay. Oh, okay. Small barrel noisemaker or friction instrument made from small barrel keg or hollow log with a skin or hide. Rosin string passes through the center of the hide. Pulling or poking the cord creates a loud, eerie groaning sound. But why? Okay, also called a bull roarer. Might be able to find as a bull roarer. Okay.
All three.
Sponsored.
In Memphis, we root for the home team because they're...
Make a small hole in the center of the hide. Through this hole, draw a strong cotton cord knotted at one end. With a little practice, you can get some of the most god-awful sounds out of this contraption you've ever heard.
We're going to see what happens here.
One of these instruments was stealthily placed under an isolated primitive church, and a long cord run from the dumb bull to a place of concealment beneath a small bridge some 50 yards away. One Sunday night, the church was crowded and sure enough rocking.
Okay, but what does it
Prankster
sound
stood
like?
up in the ditch to watch as a most adept dumb bullard climbed up on the bridge and tightened the line again. Suddenly, a terrifying series to a jammed doorway official world record sprinters clear.
That's irritating. Okay, so, but they spelled it like this. Let's see what happens if we spell it like this. Okay. The Doombik. Okay. There's no internet record. The player pinches the rosin string with damper rosin fingers and pulls or slides them down the cord, creating a loud moan. I am about to have a... Okay, but it's not the Doombek, and it's not... I mean, the premise makes a lot of sense here. We're doing... Okay, but it's, hollow log, whatever. Some kind of a round cylinder, which it is imperative that it must not be harmed, the cylinder. And then you stretch your animal skin over an end, and then you put a cord in the center of the head. Okay. You cut it with rosin like you would with a violin string, and then you go, yeah. Okay, so, but let me ask you this question. It's gotta be that the string is not within the cylinder, which it is imperative that the cylinder must not be harmed. The string has to be, like, on the other side, right? And so the sound emerges from the cylinder, which must not be harmed. But you're not playing it from inside the cylinder, which must not be harmed. You're playing it from outside the cylinder on the other side, presumably. Yeah? I mean, this sounds pretty simple to construct, actually. I'm surprised there's not a record of it, because it's one of those, like... I mean, I'm not doing this today, because... not the time, unfortunately. But... Tin can phone style, you reach into the cylinder to play it? Ah! That feels... bad. Okay, that sounds bad. Alright, I said that when Super Valid came on, I would go away. So here's that link. Because he own, and he more interesting. And he trying to make a living, and I'm just doing this while I'm not doing anything else. So, I am going to say goodbye, but you should come over there. We miss you.